me crazy if I didn't hold your hand. Cause no matter where I go, I never, ever, ever go without you. Woo. I just couldn't do it, no, I wouldn't get through it. Trying to rock without you's like an engine with no fluid. I crash and I burn and I die without you.
To the Nicole Mason Show, a show where we feature phenomenal women who are using their talents, skills, and gifts to impact the world. And every week when we are together, I tell you, every show is like no other, because that is indeed the truth. You never know who you're going to meet on the Nicole Mason Show. So I encourage you to set your schedules to join us every Tuesday from 4 to 5. And today I am so extremely excited about our guest, a woman who has many accolades to her name, and she is definitely going to inspire you. She is going to encourage you and inform you. And so I want to introduce her to you so that you will know. Listen, we bring some heavy hitters on the Nicole Mason Show. Women who are just bad. Women who have so many things to their credit that they have done and who are making impact all over the world. And so I want to introduce to you Denise J. Hart, and I want to read some of her bio so that you will know exactly who we will be talking to today. Denise J. Hart, CEO of the Momentum Institute for Women, speaker and thought leader. Denise J. Hart is fulfilling her life's purpose by helping women speakers, authors, and coaches get laser focused, be unapologetically bodacious, and create a lifestyle and business they can love. a lively, dynamic speaker and facilitator. She's also a co-author of the Amazon bestseller and go-to guide for mompreneurs, Mommy Divas on the Move, 16 Successful Secrets from Mompreneurs, and author of Journey to the Joy of Truth, a spiritual guide to become more of who you really are. Known as America's leading ambassador, teaching women to master sales, create a world-class brand, and turn their business into a legacy, she's also a self-love maven. I love that. Denise delivers her message centered on truth, love, and unlimited possibility in her signature style, filled with humor and kick-in-the-pants honesty. I love that. Okay, from graduating from college at the age of 32 to becoming a tenured college professor and owner of a brand and soul message that strives to help millions of people around the world live a better life than they could have imagined. Denise's life is a testament to her optimistic, don't quit attitude. Listen, this bio goes on and on and on and on, but she is one of the teachers, facilitators with the Steve Harvey Success, Act Like a Success Institute. She works closely with Nicole and motivating the masses. In fact, she's going to be one of the speakers this coming weekend at Speak and Write for Millions. And so you have her here with us this Tuesday before the conference. We wanted her to come in, talk about all she's doing, and talk about how you can work with her in one of her coaching programs. So help me welcome to the Nicole Mason Show, Denise J. Hart. Hey!
So you know that J stands for joy.
Joy. Listen, and it's all over you. It's all over you. Listen. So welcome. Catch a breath. Listen. Woosah. Yes. You know, it's always a whole lot going on behind the scene so that we can make this available for you. Move over just a tad bit. Yeah, so we right in the camera like, hey. Yes, and so we wanted to have you to come in and talk about all of the tremendous work you are doing.
Nicole, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Mm-hmm. I am so delighted to be here with you with your vivaciousness up in this spot.
Yes, connecting with joy. Now, I have to tell you, so I came to the Act Like a Success conference. Mm-hmm. Now, you know we have all of these phenomenal women in Dr. Vicky's group. Hey, Dr. Vicky! We have all of these phenomenal women in her group, and so I had just come down off of foot surgery, was in the midst of it, and you were in the back. I didn't put the two together. That this was our Denise Hart in the Sacred Sister Network. And so I was leaving that night, and one of the other young ladies who had attended your class, she said, yeah, she had a slide of Dr. Vicky in her class. And I'm thinking, I said, what? Right. And so I told Dr. Vicky when we had lunch or whatever we did the last time we were together fellowshipping, I said, now, I didn't make that connection that was our Denise in the back doing the online thing. That was her. Yes.
Was me.
So listen, I missed that opportunity to do my photo ops and all that. So I'm making up a lost time.
You didn't make my class.
No, I didn't come to that particular class.
There was so much goodness in that particular conference. I mean, Steve Harvey, Doreen Rainey. I mean, everyone, they packed it in there. You know, honestly, it was one of the best conferences that I have been to so far this year, and I've already been to 8 different states and been to 10 different events. Yeah. But, you know, Speak and Write is coming up, and that's always such a fantastic opportunity and experience.
Yeah. I definitely want to be in that space, but I told Dr. Vicky, I had her cracking up. I said, listen, when I went online and the VIP tickets were sold out, I said, I'm not going. I'm not going. Because I need to be in the VIP, okay? But I'll take the virtual this go round.
Okay.
But please know and understand, the next go round, I'm in the VIP. So holler out to Lisa Nichols. Holler.
Listen, y'all, get in early because it sells out very quickly, as it should. And actually, I am speaking on the VIP day.
Yeah, see.
So I'm serving on the VIP day. Mm-hmm. I'll be serving, helping folks understand how to really create world-class sales systems. Mm-hmm. My heart and soul, sales and marketing, helping people understand, helping mostly women. Mm-hmm. Mostly women are. I got a few brothers out there, but mostly women understand that they have to do business a different way. Mm-hmm. It's 2015 that the old models, they don't work, and they don't work any longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I'm so excited about all that's taking place for women. Of course, we finally got Loretta Lynch confirmed, and so I just feel this sense of energy that women are going to be shifting into some high-level positions and, some businesses that have not yet been started, and even those who have businesses, taking them to the next level because we're making connections, godly, divine connections with people such as yourself and Lisa Nichols and all these other women who are out here and who are making impact. And so it's just great.
I agree. I agree 100%. Women are stepping into the higher profile forefront because really, behind every good man who has had a successful business, there's been a cadre of women, not even just one. So now women are really stepping into the higher profile or the visible forefront to say, you know what, not only can I support a man in doing and achieving that level of success, but I can create it as well, and I can lead powerfully and still maintain my femininity. Because
I love that. And listen, I'm looking at your shirt, and you have to get me one of those. Unapologetically bodacious, baby, because that's what we are. That's unapologetically bodacious. And as you were saying that, I immediately thought about my grandmother. My grandparents, they migrated to D.C. from South Carolina. And my grandfather was a master tailor, so he made all of his clothes. He was a Dapper Dan, made all of his clothes. But, of course, that was out of necessity back then. They didn't have a lot. So he started sewing, making his own clothes. So he taught my grandmother to sew. They moved here. My grandfather died on the Amtrak train. They wouldn't service him because he was black. Yeah, back in the 60s. But my grandmother, at the time, she and my grandfather were just renting the building where the business was. And after he passed away, she made all of these decisions. Number one, to keep the business going.
Wow, come on, Grandma.
And number two, to buy the building where the business was housed. And she did that for all of my life. And they had been in business for about 10 years prior to him passing. So she was a successful entrepreneur long before it was popular. She was one of two women in that community, which is now known as Capitol Hill. And so I know that energy because it's an energy that I'm going to make it because I have it in me, and really because I need to make it work.
You got to set your mindset. I believe, and I teach this three-pronged principle, which is success is achieved around three areas: mindset, strategy, and action. Mindset being the most critical because it is the firm foundation on which all success sits on, rests on, stands on. You've got to have a made-up mind. You got to say, I am deeply committed. You have to determine that I will be unapologetic about dominating my niche, and here's the juice, y'all, never apologize for being dope. So when your grandmother made that decision, that's what she was really saying. I'm dope. I'm dope, and this is how I'm going to show you I'm dope. I'm going to decide to keep the business. I'm going to decide to purchase the building because I'm dope. I know that I have within me the wherewithal and the ability to keep growing so that I can be successful. That's also key. The ability to keep growing. Growth. Our success is not finite, I get here. No, you have to have the capacity to keep growing because otherwise you will reach capacity. Reaching capacity, I say, is like hitting your head against the ceiling. If you don't open up yourself, open your vortex of beingness so that you can keep growing, your success won't follow you.
Okay, that was tweetable. Open your vortex of beingness?
Yes, come on now. So that you can stay in a perpetual space of growth because success flows where growth goes.
Listen, y'all better get to that conference.
Come on.
If you're not able to get there by travel, you better get on virtual.
We got virtual.
Okay, you better get on virtual. And so that's what I'm going to be tuned in virtual, and I'm going to be hollering,
Look,
okay, like,
I'm going to be peeking my head in the virtual camera, be waving it.
Yes, okay.
I always do that.
That is powerful. So, okay, let's back up because we just jump right in here.
That's how I do.
Yeah, I love that, okay? So when a woman decides that she has something that is of value, that she decides that she wants to get into the marketplace, what are some of your recommendations to her how to get started? Now, this is for you all who are thinking about whether you have something tangible, whether you have a marketable service, and we all have something inside of us. Now, that doesn't mean that all of us need to be business owners.
That's
so
right.
Let's be clear here. But if that is the trajectory that you are on and you are thinking about, again, it's an energy. So we have one of the premier people here that's going to give us some recommendations.
Sure, absolutely. Now, I used to call myself a serial entrepreneur because I started so many businesses when I was, my background is probably not unlike many people listening to this call. I came from a life of hardship. I grew up in a space where our every need had to be provided for: food, clothing, shelter. I mean, every need, not some. And so I think that sparked within me a desire to make my own way.
Yes.
So as a serial entrepreneur, I was willing to follow that quivering in the belly. I was willing to, number one, be curious about it. Open yourself up. Be willing to be curious about this thing that's just twirling in the back of your mind, or when you see other people doing a similar thing, you might even get a little envious, like, But see, that's happening because really that's your own purpose, your own calling, whispering, hey,
yes,
hey, this could be for you. So be curious about it. Number two, be willing to explore it. Be willing to, if you see someone doing something similar, hit Facebook, hit them up, ask them a couple of questions. Ask them, how did you get started? What did you do to, really open yourself up to get yourself into the marketplace? Be willing to explore it. Google is your friend, folks. You don't have to start out spending a whole bunch of money yet. Do some research on Google. Say, for example, you want to get into event planning. Well, how to get started as an event planner would be a great thing to Google so that you at least start to understand some of what will be required of you in that industry. Now, some people do the research and they realize, oh, that's not really what I want to sign up for.
I don't think I want to do that.
And I say you're in an empowered place. That's good because you're getting into deeper awareness of what's really for you. All right? Then number three is be willing to make the discoveries. Now, when you make the discoveries, that means you're going to go into the work part.
Okay.
You're going to go into the actual application of the work, what it means to file for your EIN number, go through the IRS process, go through your local consumer and regulatory process to file your business and get it in proper status and application. One of the things that hurts me when I work with entrepreneurs and they haven't properly set their business up legally, and I say, hey, are they hungry to go make some money? I said, nope, we're going to pump the brakes. We're going to dial it back and set things up properly because there's something about establishing the infrastructure properly. It calls forth more proper infrastructure and more proper unfoldment. When you start it messy, it unfolds more messiness, or the capacity for more messiness is there. So dial it back.
Yeah, and not only that, now from the attorney's perspective, and put my legal hat on.
Come on.
You better not go out there trying to engage in business and you don't have your steps set up. The IRS will come after you.
Come on.
And you will find yourself in a whole lot of trouble. So I always tell folks, listen, you can go online and do your paperwork. That's not a big deal. It's not a major process. Find an attorney. Now, listen, I don't do free legal advice anymore. You know how that goes. Anymore. But I will chat with you just for a few minutes to tell you what you need to do, and that'll be for a small nominal fee. And if you want me to file your paperwork, I can do that too. But the whole point is, as Denise said, everything is online now. Everything is available to you. And so you need to file that paperwork. And when you call to get your EIN number, for those who don't know, it's your employer identification number. You can call the IRS. They can give it to you over the phone after you answer the questions. But you need to fill out that paperwork so you have everything right there when you talk to the people. Again, once you do it, it's done.
Absolutely. And it's really not hard. Now, there are two kinds of people in my experience of working with entrepreneurs. There's a set of people who want the education so they can do it for themselves. And then there's the set of people who are aware of the education, but they want someone to do it for them. And so, if you need a esteemed attorney here to do it for you, she's saying she's making that available. If you simply need the education and you can do it for yourself, then do that. Go that route. When I started out, I didn't have any money, so I had to learn to do everything by myself. And so that has turned out, I have filed for successfully several LLCs myself, trademarked myself twice, filed for nonprofit twice by myself successfily. But see, there's a process.
Absolutely.
In the discovery, there's the work. I had to read everything, make sure I was in compliance. And so, that's made me even more of an expert. Now, do I do that for people? No, I don't get your trademark for you, but I'm a witness to say, it's possible. You don't have to think everything's impossible. Okay.
And I think, and the major thing is to just do it, to get it done. Okay. So you have some pointers on that. So now, I tell you, the other day you put out the free gift for speakers, authors, and coaches. I immediately, please, I hurried up and clicked it. I hurried up and clicked it. And let me tell you all, go to Denise's Facebook page, the website. Listen, you need to get this. If you are a speaker, if you are aspiring or emerging, okay, you need to get this because she lays out in plain English details, step by step on what you need to do before you say yes to a gig. Before you say yes to a speaking engagement.
Everybody hungry. Ooh, I'm going to get me a gig. And so, sometimes people will Facebook, free advice. And I love to serve. I do. And I will start asking questions. And that's how this particular guide was born. I said, well, how about I just put everything in one spot to serve folks because they're making a lot of unnecessary mistakes, making commitments to situations that they probably wouldn't if they had known the questions to ask prior, so that I believe in dual profit. Okay, dual profit means that we can both co-serve and co-benefit. All right. So sometimes co-benefit doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to get an upfront financial fee for my speaking gig, but there are other ways to make sure that I'm dual profiting in this endeavor. But if you don't know what to ask, trust and believe. A lot of times you're left. You thinking, man, I feel kind of icky. I need to take a shower, because I didn't know how to really protect myself in the right way. So that's how that guy was born. And I just, just spew it out because there's so many out there who need it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you, if that's you, you need to get this information because it was just such a blessing. I'm sitting there reading like, wow, she put all this together. Now, this is from an expert, one who has spoken on many, many platforms, one who is engaged with others who have spoken on many, many platforms all over the world. So this is not just some, 1, 2, 3. This is a detailed, specific guide on what you need to ask before you say yes, before you sign any contracts, any of that as it relates to speaking. You need to get this particular guide, and you can get it on her Facebook, Denise J. Hart, and go to her website, Momentum Institute for Women. Okay, so now we've got to talk about the coaching programs because I love all of that. Rocking the Revenue
Rockstar.
Yes, Revenue Rockstar. Listen. Just looking at the website, and when I clicked on the video, you could feel the energy when the people were talking. I said, oh, yeah, this is some fire right here. So talk about that, how people can find out more about it.
So Revenue Rockstar is, again, this was something that was born out of wanting to serve. So there were a group of women who kept sending me messages on Facebook telling me they had their Denise jar. I said, what the heck is a Denise jar? They said that's where they were saving their money so they could work with me one-on-one. And that broke my heart. I said, no. I come from, needing somebody to give me stuff. I said, no. Let me create something where women can have immediate access to my intellectual property, my years of experience, my expertise. So Revenue Rockstar became a membership-based group coaching program for really a small community of women, up to around 40 women at a time, so that they can really get the fundamental training they need in the 6 essential business areas. And that would be your mindset, but specifically CEO mindset, shifting to begin to think like a CEO boss. Yes? CEOs need to, number one, know that they are fiscally responsible for the business. Number one. The second area would be the business systems and infrastructure, including lifestyle impact. We go through a lot of that lifestyle impact questions because I see a lot of women don't take into consideration becoming an entrepreneur is a big job, but you can structure a business model that fits the lifestyle you desire. And some women don't take that into consideration. They think they just got to just take whatever comes. No, you get to choose. That's the freedom of an entrepreneur. Area number 3 would be branding. Taking them through what their true brand identity is so they're not cookie cutter in the marketplace. When you can distinguish your brand voice, that's how you don't have any competition, because nobody can ever be me. Somebody else could use the term unapologetically bodacious, but they could never use it like me. And I'm clear about that.
I love that.
The next area would be your sales. Again, your sales systems, understanding the sales conversation, sales ideology, internet sales. The internet has changed everything. The prolific usage of the internet has changed everything. How do you do business with that? Next area would be marketing. Primarily internet marketing. Again, internet has changed the whole game, you all. So many are using, again, like I said earlier, some of those old models, the 4 P's of marketing. Now, those 4 P's are still prevalent, but there are also the 4 E's of marketing that are now specific to the internet marketplace, and I'll speak to those in a minute. And the last area that you cover in Revenue Rockstar training is speaking, what we just talked about. I take you through, it's really fairly deep dive speaker training, because everyone, I don't care what your business is, has to be able to speak powerfully from any platform. From this platform here, which is radio. Live, you need to be able to speak powerfully. One-on-one, I meet you in the mall, you figure out, I need to be able to speak about what I do. So I take them through those 6 areas, and I'm telling you, those women entrepreneurs are up in there and they're on fire. You know what I love the most about the program? Is the collaboration that the women have created. They're doing partnerships with each other. I hadn't truly kind of anticipated that. It excites me so much. I'm like, I always be posting. We have a private Facebook group, and I always say, oh, I love this thread. I see y'all working things out together. So those benefits are long lasting, long beyond. The program is a 6-month training program. But those relationships will carry on for years, and they will do magical things out in the marketplace. It's explosive, and it's a game changer. It makes my soul happy. Nobody needs to be having a Denise jar. Get your pennies out and put them to work right now. So that program is actually going to be it's actually up for pre-enrollment right now for a sneak peek introductory tuition. That tuition will go up on July 1st. But right now we have this window. We're doing a nurturing campaign and a pre-launch where folks can get in, sneak peek.
Okay, y'all hear that? Now listen. So now the sneak peek, is it going to be on your website?
It is. It's at it's MomentumInstituteForWomen.com, but specifically you could just type in RevenueRockstarMembership.com. And then when you get on the website, in the search, type in sneak peek and you'll get that page.
Okay, y'all listen.
I haven't shared this with anyone.
Okay.
This is exclusive.
This is exclusive, baby, on the Nicole Mason Show. Yes. Well, I'm going to tell you, when you go to the website, Momentum Institute for Women, when you click on and hear those women, it's just fire. I mean, in the background and just the whole atmosphere, the whole environment, they are so on fire. So that's great. So we'll definitely make sure that we also put that on our website and our Facebook page so that people can find out about that, because I think it's something that's really needed, because we need to know how to do business right.
That's right.
If we're going to make an impact and if it's going to be viable. I think about my grandmother. My grandmother had an 8th grade education, but she ran a business for 50 years.
Man, she's like my shero.
Yeah, she ran a business for 50 years, and her accountant said to me one time, he said, your grandmother is the shrewdest businesswoman I have ever met. Wow. This was her CPA.
Come on.
Talking about this woman with an 8th grade education. But like you and what you were saying, all of that, it was trial by fire. She didn't have a whole lot of, books and all that. And so, and it's so funny that you talk about the mindset of a CEO. So I was writing my bio the other day for my new website that I'm working on. And that was one of my opening statements. I was destined to be a CEO. I was destined, because I saw all of this, number one, and then number two, I was doing books, I was ordering supplies, I was taking the customers and doing all that, and you know, in the moment, you don't really appreciate all of that, yeah. And so now, you know, having to like come to my senses. Like, whoa, this is nothing to shake a stick
That's
at.
Right.
I did this for all of my life. And so I want women to be able to do it right. So we have people such as yourself who are experts in this. Ooh. Not only have you done it, but you've been successful at doing it.
That's really the name of the game. So that women understand that it is not only possible, but, you know, you have walking, talking, breathing folk who are doing it and repeating it, doing it at a sustainable level, so that it's not a one-hit wonder. It's not a one in and I'm out. You know, I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm in it for the long haul to help as many other women create a powerful legacy for their loved ones. That's what's so near and dear to my heart, because I know what it took for my mother. Yeah. You know, and my mother is no longer with me. I wish she was here to see that I transcended the welfare experience, because that's what she was capable of providing us with during her time on this planet. And so everything I do is hats off to Donna J. Hart.
Absolutely.
You know, that's my girl.
Yeah, and you know, when I read your bio, we can't even go there because I lost my mom too and my grandmother in the same month. We can't even go there because this whole little this space will turn into something else. I promise you, it would turn into something
just say,
else.
Grandma, your mom, and my mom, hats off, heels up, heels up.
Yes. And we thank you, you know, because when you understand that people have poured their lives into you so that you can become this global speaker, you know, so that I can become this international talk show host and global speaker. Yes. You know, and so that is the thing that keeps us going. That is the thing that nourishes our soul, because you understand that if it had not been for those many sacrifices and those lessons, even many that were unspoken, weren't lessons outright, but really reflecting back on it, it's like, that was powerful. You know, when you watch your mom and, you know, how she interacted with others and what she needed to do to make sure that everybody had, that's some powerful stuff.
No question about it. You know, my mother, really, my don't quit attitude came from my mother. You know, this is, you know, may not mean much to other people, but I will never forget once when our lamp broke. And I saw my mother take the cord and everything all loose, and I thought, how she know how to, well, she had to figure it out because we didn't have no money. It was necessity. I thought my mother was so brilliant because it wasn't, it seemed like it wasn't nothing she couldn't fix or figure out. I thought, whoa. So when I tell people, be curious, explore things, that's what I saw my mother do over and over again. She wasn't willing to go, oh, well, y'all, you
we
know,
don't have no
we
light.
don't have no light. She said, and she said, bring me that black tape. You know, okay. And she got, next thing I knew, thing was up and was back and lasted longer than any of them newfangled lamps.
Yeah, well, that's powerful. And so, you know, as we talk about that, you know, one of the things that has been your impetus and, you know, that has been your fuel and your passion has been the life of your mom. And so you talked about, or it's in the bio, you know, how you were able to defeat cancer and your mom lost her battle to cancer. So talk a little bit about that fuel and how that has, you know, you've used that to interject into this business and all that you do.
So let me say this, in a weird way, I'll say, cancer was really one of the best things that happened to me because it was a wake-up call for me. Okay, this isn't saying that it should be for everyone, but it was a wake-up call for me because I understood that you know, my life wasn't going to be forever.
Yes.
And I was cruising along for the most part. I was kind of cruising along, and it took that incident and the fact that my mother actually didn't tell us that she had the breast cancer. We knew she had breast cancer, but we thought it was cured, if you will. Sure. But she didn't tell us. So I remember confronting her a couple of days before she transitioned and asked her how could she, and she told me, I don't regret my choices or my decisions. And I thought, wow, that's a boss decision. Like, she's saying to me, this was my life. This is how I chose to do things. you run on and do what you want with the rest of yours.
Love it. I love
Pretty
it.
much. That's how I said, "Ooh, that's boss. That's so fierce." And I said, "Okay, so what do I really, 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 really want to do? What do I want to leave as a legacy? As you know, a loved one or a parent transitions. What was their legacy? That's what you start to think on."
Right.
And I said, "Okay," and then it became my father, who I had an estranged relationship with, and we were able to repair. But it became him saying, "You've been doing this business thing all these years. There's a lot of people who would want to know how you did it," and I just didn't have assign any value to it. I thought, who want to listen to me? I mean, lots of people do that, Dad. I'm good. He wouldn't let it go. And I said, well, he maybe he has a point. So around 2008 is when I started out and said, okay, let me start to see, and it just caught on fire. Now I'm lit up about it, that as many women as possible can achieve their soul passion and have it activated out in the planet, making a truly meaningful difference to the world, making a meaningful contribution on a whole nother level that you might have been afraid to seek out or to explore. It can happen. It must happen. In fact, I'm a firm believer that it must happen. The more we let our gifts sort of die or transition within us, it hurts the planet. I do believe that.
Yeah, and I love that. Thus, your soul message. Yeah. I love that. And I certainly can relate to that, because that was my mother's way of thinking as well. My cousin, who was like a sister to her, I was just kind of in a funk, and that's, why didn't she say anything? And she said, Nikki, that's how she wanted it. And, that's what she did. She lived, and my mother was boss too. Just lived by her own rules, played by her own rules. And so I just appreciate God, because those kinds of life-altering situations, it either makes you or breaks you.
That's right.
And you have a choice in that too. And so I really, really appreciate it, and I can't wait to read your book. And we're calling for a publisher, honey.
Yes.
Listen, I can't wait to read this book, because I know that it's going to impact so many lives.
It has been actually that way from the inception of writing it. I call my Champions of Truth team. They were my pre-readers, and really hundreds of people have given me feedback of how just reading several of the chapters, not even the entire book, has literally changed the way they are functioning out in the world, healing relationships that they know I'm gonna just go ahead and say they've been supposed to have healed. Okay. Yeah, I have two college degrees.
We can go back and forth.
I have 2 college degrees, but they've been supposed to have healed.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it. And that's really the message, the inner belly message of the book, that we have no time to waste here.
Absolutely.
If you're still alive and breathing and have the capacity to speak and think cognitively, get on and run on and see what the end can bring, and create the healing that really needs to happen. All right. And so it's just been such a wonderful experience. I kind of feel like, in a way, the book it's served its purpose. Now it's getting ready to serve it on a much
greater
more
level.
On a greater level, because the experience of the pre-readers has been so profound. I have a blog set up for the book.
Okay.
The blog is joyoftruthbook.com.
I love that. Joy
and
of
there
Truth.
are about 500 articles, because I blogged for 8 years, around the subject matter in the book, which is around unconditional love, forgiveness, gratitude, right? I call them the 12 pathways to joy. Sense of integrity within yourself, being collaborative, tapping into your creativity, having compassion for others, being vulnerable, and being willing to surrender to the greater message that is in you. So this book, it's not a business book per se, but I believe that when you do the work that's in that book, it makes you a better business person.
Absolutely. No, make no qualms about it. You can't separate your personal from your professional, your personal from your business.
Firm believer.
You've got to be whole over here to be bad over here.
Right on.
And so I can't wait to read it. And listen, you all go to this blog, look it up, Joy of Truth book, okay? I love the title. I was like, I love that. And then all these pictures with you smiling and, oh man, because you feel the joy. And that's one one of the things about, being of service to people. You can't really help others if you don't believe your own hype, if you don't believe your own message.
Never apologize for being dope.
Absolutely.
Never apologize.
Yeah, unapologetically, authentically you. That's what I believe folks should be. And so that's awesome. Now, we got to shift because time is running out. Whenever I have good conversation, time just starts running out. It's just flying. So talk about your decision to go back to school at 32.
Oh, Lord. Now, actually, I graduated at 32.
Okay.
I had decided that I didn't know that I could get a college degree. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have a lot of examples.
Sure.
And so I was hesitant and I wasn't sure. See, this is back when I used to vacillate a lot. Mm-hmm. Now, when I make up my mind, my mind is made up.
Absolutely.
But back then, it was, maybe, possibly, I don't know, and all that. So I went back and forth, and so I had was accumulating quite a bit of debt because I was pursuing this degree. And I said, wow, I don't want all this debt and maybe I should quit and this and that. But it stayed in my belly that I needed to continue. So I said, all right, I'm going to commit. And I ended up walking across that stage with all those 22-year-olds, and I was 32 when I finished my undergraduate degree. And so when I finished thereafter, I said, I want to go ahead and get my graduate degree because all of my professors told me, you're a teacher, you're a born teacher. And I thought, well, I don't want to teach middle school or something like that. I want to teach college. So I knew I needed an advanced degree. So I went right away, got my second degree at Sarah Lawrence College in New York. My undergrad is from Howard.
Prominent college.
Yes, Sarah Lawrence was my graduate degree. And so when I graduated real quick, I had all this debt, and it was weighing me down so bad. And truthfully, in all honesty and transparency to you and your listeners, it pushed me to the brink where I thought I wanted to take my life. Because, see, the worst thing for someone like me who had grown up in such a lack was to have so much lack, more debt. It was poverty on another level. It was elite poverty. I got 2 degrees, but I got elite poverty.
That's a book title right there.
Elite poverty. I said,
Jesus,
this is too much. So it was constricting me, and I thought maybe I'm better off like that Christmas movie, though. It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe I'm better off dead than alive. And I said, God, I can't live like this. I can't. I need a way out. Can you agree? I'm gonna have a way out. This has to come up off me. And do you know? That was in 2000. That was in 2000. No, it was in 1999 or 2000. By 2005, God made a way. There's a story behind this, of course, where $80,000 of my debt was gone.
Wow. Okay, we have to have you back and talk about that backstory.
That's a bad story right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have you back to talk about the backstory because so many people, myself included, with this student loan debt, and this is one of the things, they have all this legislation and all these things going on, behind the scene to help people get out of this debt as it relates to student loans. But that's a whole nother thing. Right. I have to have you back about that backstory so that people can know that they can do it too. Yeah. But let me back up to graduating at 32. So were you going to school consistently or off and on, part-time?
I went consistently, I went off and on. So I went for a while consistent, and it actually ended up that I had to leave because I had a loan, didn't know it was a loan from a previous school in Nebraska, which is where I'm from. I thought it was a grant. And when I didn't know it was a loan, didn't pay it, they pulled my scholarship. So I had scholarship and student loan debt. That's the cocktail we end up with. So I had to leave, but I had a plan. Ended up working at a law firm that I was working at part-time. They said, you can come work full-time. And I said, I'll put all the percentage I can into the 401k and then pull it out and take the penalty to pay back the loan so I could get myself back in school.
Wow.
2 years I had to do that. Worked like a feverish dog and had my son at the time. Had my son's 22 now, so this was 20 years ago.
Wow. Okay, listen, we run out of time. You've got to come back. I want to talk.
Promise.
Yes, I want to talk specifically about that because I know a lot of women who have the mindset they want to go back to school, but all these other things going on. That's the first piece we want to talk about. And then secondly, how you did that, how you were able to create that so you could stroke that check, that one check to send to the student loan people. Me too, Jesus, please, in one check, because then I'm going to add a little footnote. I'm going to add a little footnote. Okay? So we
blessing.
A footnote.
I don't know if it's going to say blessing.
Footnote. It's going to be in order now. It's going to be in order, but it's still going to be a footnote.
Love
okay?
it. I love
Don't
it.
call me again or something
about some freedom, honey.
Oh my Lord!
When I say total freedom,
yeah,
and to have no debt. When I say, well, I'm sorry, the only debt I have is my mortgage.
Sure, yeah, that's no debt,
it.
Right?
That's
no
the
debt.
Only debt.
Yeah, you got to come back to talk about that. I'm telling you. So, okay, listen, y'all. So you've got to connect with Denise as it relates to business. So give your Twitter handle.
Absolutely. At Motivation Mama. Hit me up on Twitter. Facebook.com, Denise J. Hart. And my website, particularly for Revenue Rockstar, is RevenueRockstarMembership.com. You can find out all these awesome details. And remember, search on the search button for Sneak Peek Special Rate, and you will get the page with the reduced, lower tuition for the short window.
Yeah, and we're going to have that on our website, too. So I'll go in there and do the work and do a little control thing and then paste it.
Yes.
Now, somebody's watching it like Nicole, really, because they know me and the computer, we have a very special relationship. But I'm learning, I'm engaged with it, But I want to say a hearty thank you.
Oh, man, it was awesome.
I want to say a hearty thank you.
I didn't get to talk about the 4 E's of marketing for
Okay,
internet.
come on. Yeah, come on. We got a few minutes.
Seconds. Okay, great. So for internet, particularly for the internet, marketing now evolves around engagement, a sense of entertainment, empowerment, and evangelism. So you eventually want your tribe to be educated, to some degree entertained. We have a little entertainment going on right here. You want them to be empowered, and then you want them to evangelize on your behalf and their behalf that what they're receiving is excellent. It is moving them forward in their life. So that's just a quick little entry point into understanding the new rules of marketing. The old rules were the 4 P's: position, product, people, and purpose. Now, they are still relevant, but now we've got to shift gears. So that's what I help entrepreneurs understand and execute powerfully. Can I give away a free gift?
Absolutely.
Free gift. Anybody who wants to understand how they can get more of their ideal clients, I have a step-by-step free training called listbuildingthesmartway.com. It's completely free. It's 21 strategies. Women are blowing up their business with this free training. Listbuildingthesmartway.com. It's perfectly free.
Okay, so listen, not only did you get some education, you got some free gifts too.
That's
really? She gave some free gifts. And so listen, I want you to connect with Denise. I want to say a hearty thank you. And I'm looking forward to this weekend to hear what you have to say and hear you rock the stage out there with Lisa Nichols, who is phenomenal in her own right, and all of those others who are going to be a part of that. But I thank you because, it's behind the scenes stuff that goes on that people don't know about. But I just appreciate you. I appreciate you responding, and I don't take those things for granted.
Oh, it was just a joy. I'm so happy I got to come.
Yeah, good, yeah. And so we definitely have to set our date for when you come back. And I'm so honored and privileged to be able to have this opportunity to talk to such powerful women such as yourself who are doing some great things, who count it not robbery to come onto Georgia Avenue to say hey to the people all over the world. And so I say kudos to you, sister. Unapologetically bodacious. I love that. Because that's exactly what we are. And you are that too. You are unapologetically bodacious. When you understand that there is a power inside of you, that you are a phenomenal woman. Listen, in your own right, be authentically you. Nobody can beat you being you. And don't try to be anybody else. Be you, phenomenally you. So we thank you for joining us today on the Nicole Mason Show. Listen, a show where we motivate, where we inspire, where we inform, and you never know who you're going to meet on the Nicole Mason Show. So we want to thank you for joining us today. And as we sign off, we certainly can't forget those who are in Baltimore. And so we are certainly sending our spirit to those of our family who live in Baltimore, whether they're blood or not. Listen, when people are hurting somewhere, we're hurting everywhere. And so I as you travel this weekend, and as you travel all the time, I know you have seen all kinds of degradation and all of that. And so I really appreciate your soul message.
Thank you.
Yeah, where we are doing all that we can do in our own respective way to make a difference and make an impact. And so I thank you for that, because you sharing with the women who are in business, who are wanting to be in business, to really have control of their own lives. Absolutely. Is making a difference. And so we say to all of you, we are definitely lifting all of you. If you're in Baltimore, we're lifting you in prayer. Join us tomorrow morning. We have that flyer. If you can put that up for me for prayer. We pray together on Wednesday and Friday mornings from 5 to 5:30. Last week, we were led to pray for our young people, and we will continue to do so. And so the thing that makes my prayer line different is not only do we pray, but I give a relevant word that the Lord speaks into my spirit for that particular morning, and it's been a blessing for those who've joined. We've been doing this prayer line now for about 9 years, and so I'm just very honored and very thankful for those of you who have joined, and you certainly can listen to the playback. We have all of that information on the Facebook page. So thank you all so much for joining us today on the Nicole Mason Show. So, okay, sign off, Denise. How you want to sign off?
All right, everybody. So I'm going to stick with my signature. Never apologize for being dope, because the world is waiting for you to show up and show out.
Yes. Show up and show out. Unapologetically. And be unapologetically bodacious. I can preach that right there. Just be unapologetically
all right, I'm gonna be on that prayer line in the morning.
Yes, I want you to join me. Okay, so we thank you all, and I will see you next week. Same time, same place, 4 to 5, The Nicole Mason Show. God bless you. Have a good afternoon. See ya.